Hey, today we're taking a look at thinking about your foot as an anti-rotation device. Now let's keep in mind that when we are squatting and moving, there's torsionality, chirality built into the system. We're designed to create rotation. This is how the whole system becomes structurally stable. Remember, your hip has 6 rotator cuff musculatures. So there's a whole bunch of relationship between femur and pelvis that's key. So you can imagine that when we're using these bands to try to learn how to create this isometric position, it's great here to be able to control the hip, but one of the ways that we know is more effective or sometimes is effective is putting it down. I don't know, this is like I'm sitting at the toilet now having an awkward conversation with you guys with my hip circling around my feet. Now take a look. One of the reasons we're talking about the foot as an anti-rotation device is that often when we're missing dorsiflexion or we're not cueing our athletes towards modulating their foot pressure front to back, right? Our basic template is as a reference foot position, I want you balanced between the front of the ball of the foot and the heel with your big toe down, right? Ankles in the middle. And what I'm trying to do is I go up and down or swing a kettlebell or squat or move in those positions. I'm trying to see as little deviation away from that foot, right? What does Tarakti say? Push from full foot. So the idea here is that we often see that athletes will descend in their squat, right? And as they run out of range in the ankle, shift forward, or they're not aware that their foot position matters because they're going fast or haven't ever cued it. So as the weight comes forward on the toe, suddenly the whole foot is more susceptible to the spin. So what we end up seeing is potentially feet are spinning out when they don't necessarily need to spin out. And so one of the things that you can do to try to get your athletes into better ankle function, better foot function, better low extremity function is to make sure that you can pay attention and see those changes in foot pressure during the movement, especially in low sort of critical risk, non-play activity. So it's so easy to see in swings. It's so easy to see in squats. It's so easy to be in the loading. So, or in pushing or the first pull in the Olympic lift. So the idea here is that if I'm squatting down and suddenly lose that heel, that whole foot is more susceptible to that spin. And you can see the difference. Right now I'm foot pressure is even. As soon as I come up with my toes, that heel spins out. So the foot is an anti-rotation device, and if you're seeing athletes descend, one of the questions is why they're descending. Of course, it may be ankles, it may be hips, et cetera, et cetera. They could be stiff, that is a compensation. But if their weight is coming forward on the toe, they're gonna be a lot more susceptible to this loss. And I suspect part of the reason people were having good results in hip articulation, hip regulation function by moving the band down and doing the monster walks at the ankle was that we were seeing better function out of the extremity because we had better foot to heel relationship. You could cheat a lot here and still drive the knee out in a diminished capacity, but down at the ankle, the whole foot had to be engaged in order for this to work effectively. So the idea is when you're seeing that foot spin out, think, hey, do I have a range of motion problem or do I just have a technique problem? Is my athlete more on their toes and not able to plant that foot and capture that rotation upstream? Hope that helps.